Hi, everyone. This is Mabel Kong. I was one of the actors in this short called The Hitman. I played the character Lacey.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Oh, wait, Michael, you go.
You already went, so go.
Damn it. Okay, my name is Travis DesLaurier. I was the writer, director, whatever you want to call it on this one. I made this for my YouTube channel. Your turn, Mikey.
Now I talk. I'm Michael Germant, and I was the DP on this.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say that I like making these short little films, and I thought it'd be fun to write something that was Mabel-esque, that encapsulated Mabel. And I thought it was funny working with her in acting class. She really did a great job on a scene in acting class, and I kind of wanted to recreate some of that magic because she has such a beautiful, like, innocent nuance to her. And I thought, what a funny scenario it would be if she was in the position of hiring a hitman to kill her husband, but for all the wrong reasons. And turns out that she's the devious one in this scenario.
Well, I mean, she's planning to kill her husband, so.
This is true, but yeah. Well, we'll play it. We don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, you guys are gonna see what Travis means.
Okay. Travis and his cool bike. How long have you had that bike, actually?
But like 3 years. I literally only bought it so I could look cool. It's not the fastest, but I was like, I just want to look cool and get to A to B, looking as cool as possible.
Is it working?
It helps. Yeah, it helps.
Good.
See, I love the part where you messed up the window here.
Yeah. I love how you put the intro right when.
You guys look great here, and I'm not talking about anything that I had to do with this.
You mean like the lighting stuff? I put a color grading on this too.
No, but it's what you had in mind in terms of storyboarding, like the way you and then her and the contrast and all that.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out how to play it because I didn't want it to be too seriously and dramatic, but enough where it's like a serious tone, and then as the film goes on, you're like, oh, this is a little ridiculous. Just finding that comedy in the drama of what's going on. Like, yeah.
Mabel, you look so honed in to me.
Honed in.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh, you mean right now on Zoom?
No, in this. Right now I wasn't watching you. Maybe. There's two of you. I was watching you in the movie.
Oh.
It's a little jittery on my end, but I think it's just because
same.
It's smooth for you though, Mabel, right?
Smooth. Oh,
the video.
Yeah, watching. Oh yeah, it's smooth.
I just remember how hot it was in that car with all three of us, and we picked the hottest day, and we're all like sweating.
Oh yeah, that's right.
These lines out. I was like, my face was all red. I couldn't even like fix that because I was like, I don't care anymore. I'm supposed to look scruffy. Oh, this was my favorite part, the part where you're trying to say assets. And you're like, the asses. And we're like, it's okay, maybe we'll get this one. Just try to decide over the asses.
Oh my gosh.
And that's even funnier to me now because just before you logged on, Travis, Mabel said that she works in assets.
No way, she's in asset management, and she
not exactly, but it's I was actually blown away, Travis, that you've only known me for a few months. I'll probably do a separate like faith type commentary because there's even other stories with that. But then professionally, one of the things I do is helping families, like sit down with families and educating them on different areas of finance. So it's on
managing their asses.
Yeah, no, but it's funny how, my character, she's like, oh, I don't really know my finances. My husband handles that. Yeah, I've definitely had situations where wives said similar things. I'm like, oh.
And Travis, did you know that that's what Mabel did?
No, I had no idea. I love this part though. This
That's
line
kind
of
of
the
cool.
mirror of her
Yeah.
like giving her that. That's cold. That's cold. That was fun. Oh, I love that
Heat.
heat
That's what
shows
you've
up.
been watching, Mabel. You're just we just turned you on to violence, didn't we?
I love that that film led you to Heat though. Like you got Hitman and Heat in the same category. Yeah, I'm happy. That's done. That's a wraps on this interview. No.
That's a wraps.
Yeah, Mabel, I thought you did like a really good job. The fun thing to shooting these short ones is I try not to overshoot. I try to shoot just enough like content where it's like easily manageable to like edit within 3-4 hours. Usually how long it takes to shoot has been working out to equally as long as it takes to edit. And so
That's quick everything.
yeah, I shoot
Yeah.
super fast, super quick, try to make it like super efficient. And some of the joy of writing is just like trying to figure out how to, yeah, like I was saying, encapsulate and make Mabel shine in that role and just kind of like complement her character.
Yeah, you really have an eye for that because you've been doing that for you know, all of these that I've seen. Yeah,
Yeah,
including for me.
yeah, I think all
Yeah,
of you guys have been absolutely killing it. And I think
thank you.
it was fun to see Mabel like just in that character. It makes me do want to try like maybe a part two to that and see what Mabel does next, or what kind of like
Yeah.
scenario we could put her in within those like circumstances, and see if we could come up with like a second little mini short to that.
Totally.
What was your
And you,
favorite experience, Mabel, to shooting? Because I know you're like newer in the industry as an actress, like getting on set. You said you really wanted to do a commentary. Like what do you feel like what's the most exciting part to you?
I think, as my acting gets better and, just resonates with people, because when I compare it to when I first started, it's like, I haven't had that much training. So I enjoyed watching myself. I mean, I'm not a very vain person, but it's just the fact, like, I even really enjoyed watching the performance and just the whole story and just the writing aspect. So I feel like I was even learning about different aspects of storytelling, Travis, through this whole experience, right? Because a lot of times I
Do
think
you,
actors, they're waiting for, oh, I hope like I book this audition, because I'm sure they miss being on set, right? But the fact that you're being proactive and also giving opportunities to people like me, especially you even know me, so you knew how to write it in a way that would bring out, I guess, would you say, my strengths, which is like awesome. I've never had like that specific type of experience. I've only done it where, oh, I'm auditioning for something because either kind of resonates with me, but it's not like the writer wrote with me in mind. So I feel, yeah, this will definitely be a memorable experience in that sense.
yeah, I feel like um yeah, you're not always going to have somebody write exactly for you, but it teaches you that it's okay to be your organic self, because we are all humans portraying, we're trying to tell a story, and no matter what character we get, we're still having a part of us and our personalities attached to whatever character we bring to it. So you're not always you can't just 100% turn into someone completely different, unless like, maybe there's some of those odd actors that go full on method, like go way deep down that tunnel. But yeah, you got to learn to bring a bit of yourself and like express that, because that's going to be so different from what anyone else could do. And that's like a good thing to play and experiment with. So when you're writing stuff like that, it gives you a chance to like lean into that a little bit and have fun with that. One of the questions I had for you um, was, when you saw the final cut, is it what you imagined when you read it? Is it something that you thought it would look like and how you thought it would turn out?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. I think when I first read it, I was like, oh, wow, this is it, like, because I was curious what you would write for me, and it was not what I expected, but I love seeing how it translated, yeah, from script to on camera. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it
Also,
now.
it wasn't what you expected at first.
Yeah, because I was like, what type of story would Travis write for me? I'm like, oh, that took me. That was a nice surprise. And I mean, but granted, like I think when I first got the script, I was also out of town, so I was busy. I couldn't really concentrate. And then
Mhm.
obviously after I got back from out of town, I got to think about it some more. But yeah, as we fleshed it out more, I'm like, okay, I'm really excited to see it. And I think it didn't even click with me with like that, you said is it the innocence or nervousness until I was able to like see myself on camera. I'm like, oh, okay, I see what he means now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's not a bad thing. It's not saying that like, I just think that's like you're just a naturally caring, innocent person. So it's like but the way we got some like beautiful moments in there where you are very calm and collected. And like even the part where you're like, okay. I love that part. That's one of my favorite moments of you
Oh,
doing that. Cause it's just like we're just we just want to sit with your character for a moment and feel what it's like to hang out with Mabel. Uh, but yeah, like I think there's a lot more that you can do. I just thought it was funny because there's a lot of comedy in what you do without even noticing it
mm,
sometimes. You know what I mean? Just playing
yeah.
it off. And the innocence and earnestness, like the line delivery of how you said the last line, which I think is the funniest part. We didn't even need a kicker when you're like, oh yeah, like I said, my husband deals with the finances, so he'll bring the money tomorrow. Like the way you said that so cold deadpan, like, yeah, I'll just have my husband bring the money for his own hit tomorrow. Like that's just a normal thing. He does the finances. Why would he not do that? Like, I just think that part was the funniest for
Oh,
me.
that's cool. I know someone from class was telling me how, yeah, maybe I feel like it's some of your best acting ever. And I'm like, oh, it's funny because it's weird for me to get a comment like that because it wasn't like, oh man, I like really got in touch with deep in my acting. So, I mean, I was,
Well, it's fun because it's like again, like I try to shoot quick, so maybe it's a little anticlimactic because we don't have the production value behind it, but it's still like a super fun experience. You still have to have those thoughts. You still have to have it all there. I just cut
Mm.
it together in a way that makes everyone look the best that they could look. So I do consider it like a little bit of cheating, but also if you could get to that level there, it totally means that if you had an extra day to just get off script, where I'm like sending these scripts literally sometimes the night before and we're shooting material like this and it turns out this good, that 100% means you could do that no problem, like with just
mm,
a few extra days, right? And some, or just even a day of like direction and stuff like that. So it's in all of us, but like, we don't have the time to, we have such a fast turnaround that we don't got time to set up like a big master shot and then this and then this and this. So we try to do it where it's like we get all that emotion expression as fast as we can, and then we could chop it up because it is YouTube, it is social media, and it's social media is kind of like a big hungry baby. It gobbles up shit so fast. So it's like spending so much time on it isn't necessarily worth the return just yet. But it's like if we could do that and show what we could do, we'll attract more players who want to work with us that will bring that production value. It's like, oh, a gaffer sees what we're doing, or a talented uh, like DP that really understands to know how to use computers or camera equipment and lighting and all this shit will come and work with us just because they could see
mm,
what we're doing and making it come to life a little better. I think, not to talk too much, but my one takeaway from this would be for for what I would like to do in the future, and could do this with you guys in the future, is record yourselves watching yourselves for the first time from what you saw from the script and seeing your reaction of watching like how it actually turned out on the film. You know what I mean? It'd be fun to see Michael watch it or you watch it and be like, oh yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Or maybe there's some choices you're like, why did he pick that reaction? Or how's he telling this story in this thing, and how you guys feel about that? I think that'd be funny.
yeah. So I'm curious. Oh, just to give Michael a chance, yeah, what would be a takeaway for you?
There's a bunch. It's like that audition that I was telling you that I was shooting yesterday, it was a commercial, and so they wanted a bunch of different things. Like they like the first scene, do the frame that I'm in now, and then the third scene do an extreme close up and things like that. And so and I didn't have a scene partner in it, so it was just like I was doing it, then I was like going back to see it, course correcting, and then again and again. And so just by virtue, a little bit like what you were saying, you were learning from watching and from whatever else you said, from just being on set and watching Travis, set up the shots and stuff like that. So it's like I'm looking at the extreme close-up, for example, and like all I did was I scanned like this, and then I see it, and which is like nothing, right? And then I see it and I'm like, whoa, that is way too much. And it's like it's like in a mini acting class. And so similarly to that, it's part of the reason that I'm DPing and helping out with all these things is because I want to learn to shoot. So that was one of the big takeaways. And then like you were saying, seeing the final product, which was not what you expected, it's again seeing this and that, oh, that's interesting, that's different from what I thought I did with the camera. Or oh, it's interesting that you picked this take out of some other ones. And also just like watching you guys work, like watching actors work, I'm always learning, and I'm always thinking about, okay, this is really working. Why is it working? Or, oh, that was weird. What could I say that can, I don't know, course correct? And then what are you responding to? So like if I say something to you, Mabel, or like Travis was saying to you, let's say the line like a little bit like this, and then oh, let's say you didn't, and then it's like, okay, so how would I speak to Mabel? What is the best way to direct Mabel that's that would speak to you and that would make sense to you and that you would respond to? So just a lot of things like that. And then learning about you guys personally, like learning about how you operate, Mabel, and what kind of an actor you are, and how how you approach it, and what's your what do you call it? Like Travis said, your spark, your golden thing. What? Je ne sais quoi. What is your je ne sais quoi? Yeah.
No, I think Michael, also thank you again for doing that. I love seeing that passion, because one thing I found in LA is like a lot of people want to be actors and creators and stuff like that, and they're not willing to show up to the plate and like do the work, like to make stuff. It's one thing to be an actor. We could all take acting classes and we all like kind of learn, but there's a whole other side to acting. You could be the best artist in the world, and if you don't know how to market yourself, nobody will fucking see you ever. So like part of that is learning how to make content. Unfortunately, we live in this world now, we're in the digital era with social media, all these things, where you have control of your brand now, and you could create things. You could create a whole image for yourself and essentially have casting directors see you in a different light now and book things. So for me, that's really exciting, because if you want to play a hitman, or you want to do this, or you want to do that, and you learn how to shoot, you could make that happen. And not only that, I encourage you to try and make things on your own too, because when you do, and you go to the editing room, you will start to see, like Michael was saying, like, wow, that reaction was a lot bigger and not needed, especially when I was that close. Oh, I don't need to move. Oh, I'm moving too much. Oh, I'm making a little noise every time. Why do I do that? Or like little ticks. I've noticed all this stuff about me, and I'm like, why do I do that? So like when I'm shooting now, I pay attention to all that, and I'm cleaning that up so that when I get to the editing room, I'm like not seeing that type of trash anymore, unless we're like really rushed or something. But for the most part, I focus, on like making sure whatever I'm delivering at that moment is going to work. So I could just peel that out, and it makes sense. But if you don't edit yourself, if you don't do that, or if you don't have the know how to edit, or the passion to do that, do the self tapes and really look at all your emotions and what you're doing every time, because you're going to see all that shit all the time. And you'll be able to clean up your acting and like fix all that shit. But I do think it's
Mhm.
better when you do get to edit yourself, like actually cut things together, because you're going to see all the shit you're either missing or that you're doing way too much of. And then that's where it's like, if you don't have the right elements, it's just not going to look like you know how to act, period, no matter how much you edit it together. You know.
Am I
Bless
muted?
you.
I said, bless you.
Oh,
Jinx.
thank you.
What's
Wow.
your takeaway, Mabel?
My takeaway. Gosh, other than what we already talked about. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you have to recap everything that was said.
Well, just a quick takeaway. Like, what would you? Does this inspire you to do anything? Like, what do you feel is the best thing you got out of this? I guess.
oh, besides that, you guys rock and like want to do more stuff with you. I mean, yeah, I love how you, yeah, it was encouraging actors to like create content, which I already knew that that's a good value, but I really admire you, Travis, how you are like, actively doing it. And so I know how you encouraged me to that you saw my Christmas rom-com, right? And so when
I thought it
actually,
was good.
oh, thank you. I guess I want to practice more writing, either like for myself or for other people, just so it gives a chance to like flex those muscles. So actually, maybe
That'll
next.
that'll make you a better actor as well.
Yes, Michael, definitely. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
just about to say that.
Oh yeah,
100%.
for sure. Oh my gosh, even when I know Michael hasn't done this in his class yet, but Travis and I, we just had our class a few days ago, and we got to act in scenes that other people wrote for us. It was so eye-opening. Like, oh my gosh, and the fact that the actors would feel so touched getting the material, saying like, wow, I feel really seen. It's like, so I feel like
Yeah.
me well, so this other friend who I have in mind, because we just had a conversation at a friend's surprise birthday party, and I just love the dynamic, and I want to bring aspects of that. So maybe I'll try to continue it in the same world of the Christmas rom-com, but introduce like a new character. But I mean,
Aspects.
the thing is, I don't know if it's going to film on location, but at least just like even practicing the process, right? Because I know I'm a noob when it comes to writing. I mean, everyone probably knew about certain formats, but I was like, oh yeah, there is certain applications, and I didn't even know. So it's you learn from doing, right?
Well, Mabel, I'm so glad that you asked me and Mikey to do this commentary. At first, I was like, commentary for what? For a little 3-minute scene, but I think this is great because it's turned into more of like a podcast thing here, and
Oh
I
Yeah,
think any
totally.
actor would be interested in hearing all three of our experiences in doing this, because a lot of people are trying to create content, like do
Mhm.
either like YouTubes or want to make shorts or just want to be actors or want to learn how to do self-tapes better or learn how to be better actors or learn how to take direction better. So this is like all pieces of the puzzle.
That's true.
Yeah,
Podcast. Do you guys have podcasts that I don't know
we do
about?
now. This is
This
episode one.
you started it, Mabel.
Um, the
We call
three Kongs.
yeah, we'll call it maybe it's acting or maybe it's Maybelline or something. I don't know.
Mabel, it's acting. We'll workshop it.
Yeah, we're working on it.
But yeah, same. I wasn't keen on doing this, which was mostly, I think, probably fear. Like, and also like, what do I have to say? But yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Oh, you have a
honestly,
lot to
Michael, it's
value.
so much work because
Thank you.
it's a different dynamic, and I'm telling you, I really appreciate you because if you don't have camera movement and stuff like that, just the fact that you showed up and you're not a lot of people are selfish in this industry. You're not in the film at all, so it's like, what do you get out of
Mhm.
this? I'm not paying you, like, you know, like I really appreciate that because like to throw that just on the sticks, you lose all that dramatic like movement and dynamic range and all that shit. So it's like yeah, it makes a difference, man. And I really appreciate you stepping up on all of the projects. That's why I always try to like see if I could like fit in a third person on the scenes too. So it's like you
Mhm.
get to like be in the action too. But yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, it's fun.
And I'm happy to help. And like I said, I'm getting a lot out of it. I'm learning.
Definitely. Mabel, thanks again for this. That was
Oh,
Yeah.
you're welcome. Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
Mabel.
I know I
Yeah.
jokingly guilted you guys since I know I took these BTS photos, which I was happy to do. I love like
Thank
capturing
you, by the
moments.
way.
Yeah, I love those. I wish we would have taken some more of you.
Oh, yeah.
That's
no
what, that was my one regret too, because I was like, but of course, you know, we got like a lot of shit going on, so it's like I keep forgetting to get some of this BTS, but that's another thing I want to get more of as we continue along here, because the BTS, those were such, yeah, it just like brings you back to that moment. Like you always forget what it's like to be
Oh.
behind that for a second. Be like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, that was a fun day. You just, you know,
Yeah.
instead of just looking at the polished thing at the end, you're like,
Yeah.
oh no, that was at the end of the day, this is fun. We do this, we get to play dress up for a fucking living.
know.
You know what I mean? Like
So fun.
it's, yeah, we gotta like live up those moments and just like enjoy it.
I love the passion.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys, Michael and Travis. And I hope you all who are listening will enjoy and yeah, have as much fun as we did. I mean, I know I did, even though I didn't talk that much, but thank you so much.
Maybe we
Bye.
talk too much. Oh no. All right. See you, Mabel. See you guys.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.